Henry Smith.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, for allowing me to speak in this King's Speech debate. It was very poignant to attend the House of Lords last week to hear His Majesty's first King's Speech, and of course, appropriate perhaps, taking part in this debate today on Charles III's 75th birthday. Of course, we all wish him a very happy day indeed. At the very beginning of this Parliament, I don't think, almost 4 years ago, I don't think anyone really could have predicted the events that would unfold just a few months after it started with the global COVID-19 pandemic. But it is quite remarkable and not by accident that it is the UK economy that has recovered one of the fastest and one of the strongest out of any in Europe, including Germany, France, and indeed elsewhere in the world, such as Japan. And I welcome investment of over £20 billion a year that is going into research and development. And I think that is also no accident as to why this country is decarbonising, reaching our net zero carbon emissions goals by 2050, more than any other country in the G7. I very much welcome the trade bill being announced in the King's Speech. Yesterday evening, the New Zealand High Commissioner was here in Parliament, and I welcome the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which truly is a demonstration of global Britain and global reach post-Brexit. We are an island trading nation, Madam Deputy Speaker, and that is why economic growth has to be supported by a thriving British aviation sector. Obviously, again, as a result of the pandemic, it suffered hugely, but is coming back extremely strongly. And I'm delighted that later this month, Virgin Atlantic Airways, headquartered in my constituency, will be flying the first ever 100% sustainable aviation fuel flight transatlantically from London to New York. We need to do more, though, however, to support the sustainable aviation fuels industry. It has the potential for over 100,000 jobs to be created in this country, and better for our economic and energy security that we are producing SAF here in the United Kingdom and not having to be reliant on the expense of importing it from abroad. Another area where I think we could boost our economic growth would be using a Brexit freedom to introduce duty-free shopping on arrivals. Most of the rest of the world does this. Parts of Europe that aren't in the European Union achieve this. Norway, Switzerland, many other countries around the world. It's really a freedom that we should be using. It wouldn't cost the Treasury in terms of lost revenue, but it would onshore those sales to UK shops and create employment as a result of that. Turning to animal welfare issues, Madam Deputy Speaker, I very much welcome the Livestock Exports Bill. Now, for a number of years, live animal exports for slaughter and fattening haven't taken place. But it is very good to see that what is, and certainly was in the past, an extremely cruel practice that caused great distress to animals being trafficked long distance to then meet a very sad end, will be coming to an end in law so that that can no longer take place again. Again, a Brexit animal welfare benefit, and something I think my late mum would have been very pleased of. She often used to write to her local MP many years ago calling for the end of live animal exports, and great that that is now being achieved. But finally, Madam Deputy Speaker, I wanted to speak about a manifesto commitment that these benches made 4 years ago, and indeed I believe featured in most of the main parties' political manifestos, and that is the banning of endangered species body parts, the banning of trophy hunting imports into Great Britain. I took that through in the last session as a private member's bill, but unfortunately it was filibustered and blocked and eventually timed out by a very small number of peers. One of them a hereditary peer in the other place. It left this elected House unanimously. It has widespread public support and was a government commitment. And if the Minister wants to intervene on me to say that the government will be bringing forward this legislation in this coming session, I'd be delighted. But understand she probably doesn't have that brief in front of her, but hopefully the government can confirm that it will legislate in government time to achieve this manifesto commitment and end what is a very cruel practice and lead the world further in animal welfare measures. Thank you.
Sarah Olney.